Hi, hi, hi. It's Mrs. Stitches. I'm Sheila. This is a channel about Flosstube. Oh, could you shut that down? And this is my 13th episode. Today is April 14th. It's been a while since I filmed. I think it's been a month. I apologize and welcome to all my new subscribers. It's been a busy last bit of time. I've gotten tons of stitching done. I can't remember what I've shown and what I haven't shown. So I'm just going to show you a few things. I got tons of haul. I got suitcase full of haul again. I went to Stitch North. It was at the start of this month, April 1st to 4th. I had a horrible adventure. Well, not horrible, but I had quite an adventure coming home. It took me a while, some time, and it took my luggage even a lot longer time. My luggage, which was full of the haul. Yes. So I'm going to include at the end here my unboxing of my suitcase that arrived a little over 1 week after I arrived to Nova Scotia. I live in Freeport, Nova Scotia, and Stitch North, if you don't know, was in Ontario, in Brampton, Ontario. I'll give you, there's lots of Stitch North recaps out there. It was wonderful. Already signed up for next year. The best part was meeting my roommate. They had a little side Facebook thing if people wanted roommates, and so I was just happened to put my name out there and lucked out with a great roommate. She was awesome. We had a great time, and we're planning to roommate again next year. So we're similar personalities. It was funny. The whole event, we were a very quiet table, and the first day it was really overwhelming. There was so much noise in the ballroom just from everybody talking. It was actually really hard to hear our table mates talk. We sat with two other women, and they were from right nearby the convention. They were actually staying at their house. They were like only 5-minute drive away. Anne and Kathy. And I believe they're going next year too, and we're all going the same weekend. They're having 2 weekends next year because of the strong interest. The swag bag was awesome. The accommodations were great. It was in a really good hotel. After I got over the overwhelmingness of the first day, the second day we settled into the stitching, and it all was fantastic. So speaking of Stitch North, I'm first going to show you a finish I had there, which was a start and a finish. And it came in our swag bag. The design is by Darling and Whimsy, which is a Newfoundland company. All the floss and fabric is by Brin and Nedle, which is also a Newfoundland company. And it came in our kit just as is. And so it did that in all on Saturday, just sat doing that. And I love it. It's absolutely gorgeous. It was really fun there. They had, my roommate actually picked up, Shell is her name. She picked up on her way from Walmart a little toy drum. And so every time anyone had a finish, they'd get up and go up and bang the drum. It was fun. So I was very motivated to get a finish. So she had 2 finishes there. And so once I saw her finish up this one, I decided to do it. She did it on Friday. I did it the next day. So that was great. And this is going to be a little discombobulated. I'm discombobulated. That's the way I am sometimes. I have a fully finish. I don't know if you remember, but I stitched this for my aunt. I was going to go see her the day before the retreat, but there was a prediction for snow and then high winds. And I was renting a car. I was nervous about driving in the big city. I was nervous about driving on the 401. I was nervous about tolls. I was nervous about getting there. I was nervous. So I ended up canceling visiting her. I was then going to go visit her this week. My husband and I were going to go to Ottawa, but when my suitcase didn't show up to Tuesday, I canceled those plans. He's gone. He's gone to Ottawa to take our birds in for a vet visit. He's on his way home now. But anyways, I still have this. I do have it fully finished. I made it into a pillow. I'm very happy with the way it turned out. Even though I used the wrong side of the fabric, I still think it turned out really good. So I'm going to mail this to her. It'll be a surprise. I'm going to do a big long letter explaining things. But this is a Blackbird Designs. It is originally charted as Dear Daughter of Mine. I redid it to Dearest Aunt of Mine and did my own colors and also put in their initials and their wedding date. Her and her husband, who he passed away in 2020. So this will be sent to her. I think it'll fit in one of those boxes, hopefully. It's a little wide, but hopefully I'll be able to box that up and send it off to her. Either or just take it out to her next year. But yeah, I wasn't prepared to try to get to see her. But it'll get to her somehow. So that was a fully finished that I did. I'm very pleased with that. Okay, so that's a finish and a fully finish. While I was at the retreat, I can't remember what I worked on beforehand, but the other thing I worked on is this. It's Blackbird Designs, Strawberry Fields Forever, part of the Beatles series. I started this as part of Situation Normal has a hashtag Strawberry Pick and Sell 2022 on Instagram. So the idea is that the first day of spring you start a strawberry pattern, and she did this one last year. So I worked on this mostly Sunday. I think Saturday after I finished the other one, and mostly Sunday. It's pretty small. It'll fit really nicely on this fabric, and I love the colors as they've turned out. I'm just in love with this. I think it looks gorgeous. So this is, if I was organized, I would have my thing. I believe it's a Seraphim. It came in the Black Needle Society. I think the color, it was in the what's it called? It was called, it was a drinking, it was a, like, what do you call it? You know, where, yeah, like it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Sort of a stitchy or drinking theme box, which wasn't my style. I never did show the unboxing. Designed by Two Martini Stitcher, and I think this is called It's 5 o'clock somewhere, the color, and luckily I was able to turn it halfway, so I still have another piece here. Like I said, it's quite small. So this is, like I said, my Blackbird Designs. So I am enjoying that. I haven't worked on it since the retreat, but I will. I also, the first day on the retreat, I worked on, my original plans were to work only on this, my Halloween at Hawker and Hollow. I'm into the 12th square right now. I don't have the pattern here, but you all know what it looks like. So there is my 12th square. It is full coverage, and it is good. It's just going to take me a while. You know, full coverage, 90 by 90. 8,100, I think it's 90 by 90, 8,100 stitches. It would have been enough for the weekend, but yeah, I'm glad I took other things because I'm trying to finish off this square by the end of this month. So I do a bit every night. My other project, I did not take this with me because it would have been too dark on the inside. This is the one I'm doing for my husband. And I haven't told you yet what it is. If anyone wants to guess, feel free to guess. We were also doing this on Facebook, and we had 3 people guess it right. So I'm sure some people out there might be able to guess it now that you can read a word. There's more to go. I'm only at, I think, around 8%. So this is just the center of it all. And there's a lot more to come, and you're gonna be able to watch it grow. I'm on schedule to finish by his birthday next year, which is in mid-February. So I am loving how this is turning out. It has over 120 colors. I've had to do 2 Michaels runs. I had to deplete a lot of things. I have 2 boxes like this filled with bobbinated floss. It's going to be gorgeous. I'm very excited with it. I do enjoy doing it. I'm trying to work in a pattern around, but I'm just kind of seeing how it goes as it goes. But oh, look at it. It's on 16 count black. And I pretty much just work on it in the morning with in a window seat with the light behind me and a white cloth on my lap. But look at it. It's gorgeous. I'm so happy with it. So feel free to guess. People have gotten it right already, so there's no prize, but feel free to guess. You'll get kudos. Next is, I'm a bit behind on this, but I took this with me. This is Fruits of Plenty. There was other Fruits of Plenty there too. I finished on the flight. Got most of the square done and finished it when I got home. So this was March's. And I'm now on April. So again, I just want to finish it by the end of the month. So there is my Fruits of Plenty. I'll just bring it in a little closer so that you can see how it's turning out. And I love it. Not super excited about the way the light blue, the negative space of the light blue, it's really hard to see the things. So there is a year in here and you cannot read it. So I'm going to finish up the whole thing, and then I might do half stitches to make it more evident. Would have been better on a darker fabric, but yeah, I can barely read it. There's a 2 there and a 0 there. You can kind of see the 0 and there's a 2. So it's going to have 20 and I'll make it 22 down at the bottom, but because it's charted for 21, but I'll do 22. But yeah, the negative space, all this fancy negative space in here is not really coming out very well. You can kind of see it. Can you see it in some lights? Yeah, that's a bit better. So and maybe I'll put a dark board behind it to make it stand out more when I frame it. That might be an idea. Okay, so those are some of my whips. I'm sure I worked on more. I had my temperature tree, but I didn't bring that up. I'll bring it up later on. It's got leaves on it. The temperature's been all over the place. Been pretty consistent lately though. On my travels back, I didn't mention, there was a snowstorm. So I had originally been booked to fly back. It finished at Sunday at noon. Originally I was booked to fly back Sunday on a 10:30 flight arriving 1:30 here. I thought, no, that's ridiculous. So I changed that flight so that was Monday at 9 a.m., a nice decent time. But the snowstorm hit Halifax and was coming in Monday morning. So in the middle of the night, they canceled my 9 a.m. flight and rebooked me for Monday evening at 10:30. So my husband, because he wanted to beat the snowstorm, he actually drove to Halifax Sunday night, ended up having to have 2 hotel rooms, which cost us like $300 or $400. And so it ended up being a really expensive return. I ended up getting dropped off at the airport at about noonish for a 10:30 flight. So I hung around in hallways for 5 hours, waiting till I could check in my luggage. Checked it in about 4.5 hours before the flight, which may have been my demise or my misfortune. My flight then was delayed. We were sitting on the tarmac for an extra hour because they were short on flight crew. Landed in Halifax at 2:30 in the morning, waited for all the luggage to get unloaded, and mine never came. Mine never was there. So at about 3:30 we got to the hotel room. Couldn't really sleep because stress over the luggage. Next morning at 8 a.m. I phoned the baggage. Oh, I couldn't find my baggage tag or my boarding pass. I must have dropped it on at the seat, on the plane seat. So the next day, about 8 o'clock, phoned when the baggage place opened up, and they were able to figure out my tag number. For about 3 or 4 days, no word. Still looking. Thursday evening, got notification they found it. It's on its way. It'll be here Friday. Well, it really wasn't here Friday. I guess it got here in Halifax on Friday. It took 5 days to arrive at the house, which was very frustrating because it was only about a 3-hour drive away on Friday. And it took 5 days because they don't work the weekends, and I don't know why it didn't get here on Monday, but it ended up getting here Tuesday. So I'm right now going to include the video of me waiting for the courier to show up and getting upset when I didn't think they were going to turn into our driveway, all the frustration, and also my unboxing of my suitcase, which shows the haul. So here's a little insert. Well, Dan Benell is on that ferry. He, for some reason, went to our neighbors and then drove right by our house and went over to Briar Island. So normally he would arrive around 11. No, he caught the 11 o'clock ferry and went over to Briar Island and was over there for a good hour-ish. So right now it is 12:10 and he's on his way back here. Hopefully he'll come up the road and come here. It's been a long wait. It's been well over a week. So I landed in Halifax at 2:30 in the morning on to Tuesday. It is now a week later, Tuesday, and I'm still waiting for my luggage. It is on that ferry, on a truck on that ferry, I hope. It actually landed in Nova Scotia on Thursday and sort of promised to me Friday, but it didn't get here Friday. So it has taken 5 days or a little bit more to get from Halifax to my town, which is only about a 4-hour drive. Very disappointing. But what's that? Is that a crow? That must be a crow. Okay, so we will watch the ferry. I'm going to pause it now, and we're going to watch the truck come up the hill and see it arrive with my suitcase, hopefully. Please, please, please. And all my haul. I'm waiting. So I'll pause now. Turned out that he wasn't on that ferry. It was a fuel truck ferry ride only. So it is now 12:40. And the next ferry has just landed. So now we're watching for him to come off of the ferry. Here he comes. This is our Dan Benell. It's coming not up the hill. Come on up the hill. Come on up the hill. What the matter? Why are you pulling over? Okay, so he's sitting down there at the bottom of the hill for some strange reason, letting a truck go by, I believe. I don't know what's going on. He's now coming up the hill. Don't know what that was about. Let's see if he turns into our driveway. He's going way too fast. Turn, turn, turn. Oh my God. Oh, it's the other one.
Hello, how are yous? She's been waiting on that one for a while.
Well, I'm glad it's here.
Yeah, we don't know what journey it went on because it didn't go from Toronto to Halifax the first time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it went elsewhere.
Oh, it went on a little journey.
It went on quite a journey.
I just watched the other one go by and I just cursed away because I expected it to be on the other one. Oh, that's a week later.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I arrived at 2 a.m. on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So.
Hard to say where it was then.
No, you don't know. Anyhow, we got it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I got my suitcase. Yay! That's all, honey. You can't do more, honey. Suitcase has arrived. Yay! I don't even have video. I know when I had one that got searched, everything looks the same. Nothing's happened. It's all good. It's all good. I got everything. Not even full. And we got all our stuff that I bought. This was what I was working on. My cross stitch, that's what I finished. And my thing and everything. All sorts of stuff. My mug is still intact. Everything's okay. That's all good. You want to see everything come out? Okay. Well, this is from the freebie table. And this is from the freebie table. All this different fabric. This I got from the freebie table. A little card. More from the freebie table. And you don't need to see my dirty clothes. That's tees. This is for husband. This I won as a door prize, land art. This is my Michael's putting up one of my projects. These were the patterns I took with me that I was really upset that I lost. 4 patterns. This was from freebie table. This was from freebie table. Got lots of the. This was one of my projects. Here is my swag bag, which included a project bag. It included a magazine. I bought this, Amelia's Bird, and I bought Rule of Life. I bought a bunch of fabric, some crazy colors, and this was my big purchase. Bought some more fabrics from Brin and Nedle. And this was my smalls exchange that I won. And I bought a bunch of floss from Brin and Nedle. Very pretty. Oh, look at that. That's gorgeous. And this was in our... Oh, my roommate gave me this as a present. Let's see. We got this in our swag bag, which says no problema. Well, there was few problemas. This I'm going to test stitch. My roommate gave me this piece of fabric. Yes. And she gave me this. So I'm going to do a test stitch for her. And then I got these needle minders. This is from Brin and Nedle. One of these will be a giveaway. And got one for myself. They all stick together. And then I got a whole bunch of needle minders in here too. There's a little cat. See the little cat? Does it focus? I'll take them out. They're in a pretty little bag. But you know how it is with needle minders? They're all stuck together and they're also stuck to a coin here too. But I will get them out, even if I leave the magnet inside. So that's a little cat. And then there's this, that's a llama. And there's this one that is a man on a bicycle. Okay. This one I think lost its magnet. That's a shame if that happened. Oh well. And then we were given this one in our swag bag. Just a little bumblebee. And this one is just a pin. And we were given this one in our swag bag. And I got some more Brin and Nedle. This was in our swag bag. And I got Leon Roxy's for Rule of Life. Some more. That was just a freebie. Got some. That's about it. That's it for that bag. And this is my purchase from Gita's. Got a pattern which came with anybody who shopped there. And I got fabric. Beads. More beads. Beads. Metallic threads. Another, metallic threads and one more bead. There we go. And then that's mine that I took. And then, of course, Over COVID was in my bag, too. So Over COVID got home. There we go. That's everything. Yay! I'm so relieved. So that's my unboxing of my haul. Thank you. Bye. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully I inserted that because otherwise this looks really silly. I'm now going to show you some of that stuff a little bit closer. I'll also include some pictures that I took. And I'm going to show you 2 new starts that I started on yesterday and the day before. So 3 of my projects I've decided to work on 1 day a week. So I have a Teresa Wentzler. So Wentzler is going to be Wentzler Wednesday. I have Language of the Flowers, so Flower Friday, which is to come. Today is Thursday, so that's starting tomorrow, so I won't show you anything on that one yet. And I have Medieval Monday. My chatelaine is a medieval garden herbarius, and so Medieval Monday. So I will first show you, which I started on Tuesday because I missed the Monday, and I couldn't wait. I had to start. So my main thing when I went on the Stitch North retreat was to actually be able to buy fabric, because it's really hard for me to buy fabric. All I can do is online, and so I don't have much of a stash, although I have a lot of stash now. So I needed pieces for both the chatelaine and also for the Language of the Flowers, because they were a bit bigger. Now, in hindsight, I probably should have picked bigger than a 28 count because I really have graduated up. Halloween at Hawker and Hallow is on a 36 count. There's some other ones I'm working that are 36 or 32s. I don't know why, but I got scared and picked a 28. So, needless to say, it's going to be big. So, the chatelaine is on 28 count. So it's going to be big, as you can see, but this is my little tiny start. Oh, it was fun. It's a challenge, but it was fun. So that is my start. There's supposed to be a Swarovski crystal in the center. I'm toying with the idea of doing something else, but I'm just going to carry on and work my way out. There's 2 different types of Swarovski crystals, one in the center and one then in 4 corners. So I'm probably not going to get those. I didn't buy the bead packs. I've been beading up myself. I got most of the beads and I think I'm good with that. So I'm going to just look for something that fits, some large bead, or I was thinking of maybe doing like some metallic threads and doing some kind of design. So I'll leave it till the end and work on that. But that's my start on my chatelaine herbarius, and I love it. I'm so excited. It is fun. It's challenging. It did take concentration. So This is, I don't know how many stitches, but it probably took me easily an hour plus. As I just looking at the pattern, there were a lot of quarter stitch or quarter stitches in here. Just the angles. It does make a pattern because it is a mandala. So once you kind of get used to it and get in the groove, it does go pretty good. So that is Chatelaine Herbalarius. You'll watch it grow too. So that was on Tuesday. Then yesterday I started the Teresa Wentzler. This is from the Stitch North. Somebody got very excited about this and wanted it. So I'm going to try and pass the stash, which means I have to get it done. And so my goal is to get this done by next year. And so this is Teresa Wentzler, Beautiful Plumage. And it is beautiful. So I've started a corner start. I've started right up here. So I'm just working on this little square right here. I kept it in a Q-snap. I'm trying to gather all the threads. I do have parking here, but you kind of get the idea. The border is real easy to follow. And then there is probably already about 15 colors in there. So, and blends, of course, so which Teresa Wentzler is infamous for. But that is my start on Beautiful Plumage. So I might work on that a bit tonight. To keep on schedule, I think I have to do, I want to work on only 1 day a week. I have to do, I think, 350 stitches, but I was able to take a picture of the pattern and put it in Pattern Keeper. And when you do that, it doesn't know the difference between stitch spaces and blank spaces. And so as you can see, oh, I got the hiccups. This is all blank in here, all this white. And so this first quarter is like right there. And so it counted out the stitches, but there's lots of negative space. So it's not quite as bad as so I have a schedule in mind of how to get it done by next year. So I just have to get to that schedule, but it's not a super accurate schedule, but I think it's all good. So next is my stash. Now I'm only showing you some of my stash, mostly the stuff from Brin and Nedle and Evertote.ca, because those were probably my biggest acquisition and the one I'm most excited about. So let's see what we got here. So from Brin and Nedle, I picked up 3 fabrics. Like I said, Brin and Nedle is from Newfoundland. And so she has sort of Newfoundland names to all her fabrics, which I love. And so this one is Mauzy Day, M-A-U, oh, never even noticed that. M-A-U-Z-E-Y. I just noticed there's a big chunk of dye right at the corner there, but that's okay. So Mauzy Day. Very nice. These are fairly small pieces. I bought a bunch of tiny Modernist patterns, so I'm thinking some of these will be for those. Some of them I'll just hold on and stash. This is the same fabric that we are tiny complementary stitch that I showed you. This is called Tea and Toutons, which are kind of a biscuity thing. Very nice. And didn't quite fold it the right way, but getting it. I wonder if there's some dies that look blotchy here. And this last one is called Humpback. It's a 32 count. I love it. I'm glad I ordered this, got this one. Look at that. Oh, I don't know what I'm going to do on it, but I'll be doing something. I'll figure something out. Yeah, that's a lot of modeling. Okay. So pretty dramatic modeling there. Those will have to be for some specific type of project. So we shall see what I come up with. Now, the other thing I got there. So like I said, the kit of the Darling and Whimsy design that we had, they included the fabric and the floss. And the floss was very nice to stitch with. It was beautiful. I really, really liked it. So at her table, she had all sorts of flosses. So this is a little bit of a floss parade. This is called Tings Your Father Keeps in the Shed. Tings Your Father Keeps in the Shed. Tings Your Father Keeps in the Shed. Yes. By the way, my family is from Newfoundland originally, my father, but I grew up away from Newfoundland, and so I don't really have a Newfoundland accent, but Long Johns. Oh. Newfie Slush. That would be a snow reference. Turnt. Oh, is that beautiful? And these are, I believe, yeah, they're 10 yards. They're all 10 yards. Great deal. Dark Tickle. Wreck House, Newfoundland. Oh, that's pretty. Gonna use that for something. Glassy Beach, Newfoundland. And Gift a Gab. Beautiful. Also, oh, I didn't realize I had this in here. Like I said, I got a bunch of patterns from Tiny Modernist. So this one I got, which is called, it's a bell pull called Moonface. I'm thinking of doing this. I have to measure it up, but I got some, I'll show you in a bit. I got some Leo and Roxy fabrics, and I think that this would work really well on that. I also picked up this one, which might work well on one of the Brin and Nedle fabrics with the modeling. Not the humpback, that's too busy, but something else. I think the humpback needs a monochromatic done on it. And then that's called Moss and Moon. And then I got this dragonfly pillow. Gorgeous. Definitely will make that into a pillow. And then this, which is a little winter house. Very cute. And a couple more. Some of the other ones have, oops, I got another Brin and Nedle floss. I knew I would forget one. This is Sweet After the Frost. Sweeter After the Frost. Sweeter After the Frost. Beautiful. I'm probably going to use all the Brin and Nedle flosses in Language of Flowers. Language of Flowers, I'm going to use a bunch of random flosses because I figured it can be done that way. So that's just me. So then I spent a bit of, oh, one more. My roommate gave me this as a gift. Thank you, Shell. It's the octopus biscornu. So that will definitely be done before next year's retreat. But isn't that nice? Perhaps it'll be small. That was one thing too, the smalls exchange. I'll include a picture here. Of the smalls, my final finish of my smalls exchange. So we all put it, our smalls, I also bought to go with it just some tea and some playing cards. And you put it in a bag that's secretive, so a brown paper bag or whatever. Well, people went full out. There were some gorgeous smalls and gifts that were, there was supposed to be a $15 spending limit. And some of the things looked like a lot more than $15. And my Shell was sitting there with all the stuff, with the bag that she bought, and she pulled out, there was like a project bag, there was like just a little measuring tape, there was a little notions bag, there was a I think a scissors fob, there was little scissors, that was all besides the actual small. And the small was like a little stand-up filled like weighted thing that was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And I'm looking at her taking all this out and I'm thinking, oh my God, I barely gave somebody anything. Like, you have no clue as what you're supposed to do for a smalls exchange. You know, you just don't know. I opened up mine, and mine was a little bit more normal, or not so extravagant. And so then I felt a bit better, like, okay, well, that's good. This is more on the same level of what I gave. But I was still embarrassed by what I gave, because who knows what the person that got mine had given. You know, I felt inadequate. I felt like I didn't measure up to everybody else. But then somebody was walking around mine. Who did this? Because I was pretty anonymous on mine. I just put my initials. And I owned it. And the person came up, and they were thrilled. They were so happy. They actually had a connection to it. They had been on vacation to Halifax, and they'd seen the Blue Nose. And even though my boat wasn't the Blue Nose per se, it was designed after the Blue Nose. That was the total idea of my whole gift. And so that made me feel really good. I felt really good. But I'm not sure if I'm going to be up to next year creating my own again, after seeing everybody's, how elaborate everything was. So we'll see what I do there. We'll see. So next is Leo and Roxy, or Evertote's haul. So I bought Rule of Life. I know that Shiloh, it has recharted the words. I might take after her and do the same. I bought with it the floss, Leo and Roxy. And I bought Amelia's Bird. We saw this a lot there. I did not buy the floss conversion for it because it was expensive, but it is charted in DMC on the back here, so I will do it in DMC. Then I bought some fabrics. I bought 4 pieces. I bought this wild and crazy one, which I'm considering doing the bell pull on it, or I might put the moss. I'm not sure. But something will go on this. I had something in mind, and I can't remember what right now. So it would either be the bell pull on that or the bell pull on this. Now this is more versatile, so I might just hold this off for something else and do the bell pull on this, which is the moon face. I think the moon face would go really well on this because it's just grays and blacks. Grays and blacks. So I think that would stand out really well on here. So I'll have to make sure it fits, which I think it does. And that's probably what I'll do on that. That is a one of a kind, a 16 count. And I'll just unfold it briefly. There we go. Beautiful. Love the color. Love the color. You know, sometimes you love the colors, but then you got to figure out what to put on them when they're really strong colors, not neutrals. Then I got another 16 count one of a kind. This one. Oh, I love it. I do like a neutral too, you know. Got lots of choices. Then I got another, I don't know why I bought all one of a kinds, but I did. I believe this is also one of a kind. I don't think it has a tag anymore, and I don't know what count it is. It is linen. I do have a fancy tape measure. It's either 36 or 40, I think. But it is also gorgeous. I'll have to figure out the count on that. I should have written it down. It was, she cut it, she had a half yard, and she cut it me a quarter yard or something. And then my extravagance was, I bought Back in the Saddle Light, 40 count, and it is a half yard. So it is. This is, oh, there's some floss in here. Don't know how that got in there, but it's a big piece and it's gorgeous. So that was a bit of a purchase. Oops, I need to keep my tag up. So that was my big purchase. I also bought a few needle minders. And speaking of needle minders, I have to go next door. So I'm going to just pause. So speaking of needle minders, Brin and Nedle was very kind, and they gave all the floss tubers a giveaway. And so I have this courtesy of Brin and Nedle. I'm going to just take it out of the bag so you can see it better. It's a needle minder with a strong magnet. Just a sequel sitting on. Let's cover up my face. It still doesn't want to focus in. But I am giving away this needle minder. So, if you are interested in the needle minder, you must be 18 or older, so I can get your address. And don't use the words giveaway or etc. And just leave a comment below. If you have any interesting travel stories or lost luggage, let me know. Tell me a story about it. If not, just put the word luggage in, and that will work too. So I think that's about it. I got a bit of cleaning up to do. And yeah, that's about it. So I'm going to try and film again at the end of the month. I'm going to still try to keep to my twice a month. But we'll just see when I film when I can. So it's been an adventure and lots of stuff. So I'm gonna let you go now and take care, everybody. Keep on stitching on, and we'll see you sometime soon. Bye.